Hey guys, it's Ameer, of course, who else would it be? Um, this is gonna be I don't know how many posts, but I'm gonna be talking about monologue, because today we record some monologues. Sorry I couldn't make a post earlier this week. There was just so many things going on. Like, we just casted, there was 12th night auditions, and I'm really excited about that. It went really well. I think we have a really good cast, and it should be an exciting endeavor. I feel like we have just a good overall team so far. What I know, I still haven't met Mark, but from what I can tell, everybody seems like it's gonna be great. So today we did our monologues for our midterm, and all I'm gonna talk about, because it's gonna be pretty brief, is like what I thought the tools. Sorry, it's a little cold out here. The tools of a successful monologue, what they all had, because there were all commonalities between, like I said, all of them. So first, clear perspective. Now, clear perspective means that you know exactly who you're talking to, what you're trying to get them to do, how you feel about that person, just everything about the person that you're speaking to. You have to have a clear perspective on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get that person to talk? Are you trying to get that person to feel bad? Are you trying to shame that person? Not feel bad, but shame them, or you know, you just want. What are you trying to get out of it? Two, you need to have levels in your speech. You can't just say everything like this, or there needs to be a variety. That's very important, because it just shows different depth of your character and everything. Two, this is a big one for me today: enunciation. Please, you gotta be able to enunciate. It's crazy how much can get lost just because we don't know what you're saying. So you can't just be like this. You can't just do all this. Like, I understand if you talk regular, speak properly. Excuse me, not talk regular, but you need to have clear enunciation. You need to be able to get your point across to your audience. That's a big part of theater. Another thing, what did I notice? Levels. Now, this is not for everyone. Some people get you sitting straight in a chair, because I saw this really effective monologue today about a military person. He just sat in the chair the entire time. But it is cool to have levels in your monologue when you're performing it, just so it gives you variety again. What else did I... And of course you gotta know your lines. I mean, at some point, like, you gotta be able to control your nerves, really. That's what it comes down to. Because I had a feeling pretty much probably everybody today knew their lines, or at least thought they knew their lines. Like, if you put them in the room by themselves, they could probably say their lines. But that's not, acting. That's reciting your lines to yourself. And what I noticed, like, a lot of people were nervous, and everybody gets nervous, when you're performing in front of people. It's not, normal. That's not what everybody does. I mean, they perform maybe for their friends, but not on such a large scale. So, that was a big thing. Like, nerves really took a person. Now, what you have to do is, like I was telling some people, just breathe. Breathe. I had this professor for voice and speech. His name is Steve Perlmutter. And that's a huge calming tool, just to breathe and relax, and just realize, hey, you're not gonna do that bad. You're really not. Like, if you can just relax, or at least don't show us you're nervous, because then it like crosses a line, whether you don't like, because for some people their character was nervous, or their character had like this anxiety with him. But it's hard to establish that it was the character that had the anxiety and not the person, because their nerves were taken over. And I mean, know what you're saying. That's pretty important. Know your lines, speak clearly, have perspective. That's a very big thing. And with there's more, figure out your movements. Don't just stand there sometimes, unless it calls for it, that's just the most powerful thing you can do. But, have some levels to it. Be able to vary your speech patterns, your volume. Like, there was this beautiful, beautiful monologue performed by one of the girls in the class. Her name is Adeline. And, she started off, it was like this, and eventually it just, expanded and everything. And then all of a sudden it just ends, and just the way she ended it I thought it was brilliant. But yeah, so if you try those things, that's what I really took away from the class. Just do those things, and you should be fine. I'm not going to say you're going to get everything, because you're not. But if you do those things, you should be okay. It won't help. It won't hurt you, excuse me. It will definitely help. Be confident, know your lines, and trust yourself. Peace.